Live, baby, we live. You know, episode 46. I know it's been a while. I know a lot of people been, waiting, for me and Sant to jump on this situation and talk about what happened last week. There was a lot going on last week. Yo, it's crazy. They're not letting me send these streams out no more. Give me a second, yo. They're not letting me send the link out right now. This is diabolical. This is diabolical right now. You know, shout out to my son Naeem De Jesus, fights tomorrow. We back in the building. You feel me? I will post the flyer on my community. My apologies for not popping up yesterday. It was a lot going on, working and stuff. Making beats and stuff, you hear me? But I'm not gonna play this right now. Let me get up out of here because I was recording, so I'm gonna get up on out of here right quick. But besides that, we're gonna talk about these predictions, baby. We're gonna talk about all these predictions. The whole ring prediction, the ring card, TO card, Shakur card. Yo, I got a goodie, man. I got a goodie. I've been working, man. I've been working. You see it right here. Whole episode 46. You see it right here. 2 pages front and back. 2 pages front and back. Yes, I'm gonna get into the Andy Cruz Mortalia situation. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start it now. I'm gonna start it now. I'm gonna start that situation now. Andy Cruz Mortalia. No, we're gonna start that now. It's crazy though. They're not letting me send out the link, so I'm gonna see can I copy paste the link. But episode 46. I'm gonna start with that now. I'm gonna 118, 110 is diabolical. Steve Weisfeld, Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca. We need new judges in the sport of boxing. Boxing definitely need some new judges. Yes, that's my son up there. He fight tomorrow. Amateur fight back. Back off his little surgery, his little setback that he had. 3-time Golden Glove champion, amateur champ. It's dog season, baby. My boy back. But the key thing that I want to get into is the judging. I'm gonna get into the fight predictions, but I got to catch up because I couldn't cook on the situation that happened last Saturday. So I'm gonna cook on it for the next 20 minutes. So just please bear with me. The 118, 110 scorecard from Tim Cheatham was crazy. Max DeLuca had it at 114, 114, which was cool because Andy Cruz outpointed him. And that's what boxing need to go back to. The winner, the person that outscores, outpoint the other person. So if we go in there, we throw 1,000 punches and I land 360 and you land 355, I won by 5 punches. I won. But taking it from the champion, you really got to go in there and take it from the champion. You just can't go in there and have that type of performance. But the key thing I bring about that fight is if we see that fight tomorrow between Tio and Shakur, Tio better win the fight because you got to take it from the champion, right? But let me stay on last week situation, right? Madrimov, Salazar, right? Salazar was beating the dog crap out of Madrimov. You watch in the 12th rounds, say Luis Salazar came in the 12th round and he didn't throw no punches. He didn't throw not even one punch. And I'm sitting here like, wowski. But it proves it ain't my theory, my fact that Madrimov is not that. Y'all hyping this guy that saying that he's this and he's not that. Then the Killer Cole Jesse Hart situation is diabolical. Jesse was robbed. It was a pure robbery. Jesse was robbed. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. You know, uh, Going into that Friday, Zoo for boxing, you know, it's just the starting of 2026 in January. It's been all bad stoppages. In boxing since as of 2026 of January, it's been all bad stoppages. Zuffa. Already 3 robberies in Zuffa. Like that Troy Nash, that was a robbery, yo. Shout out to Troy Nash, but you lost that fight, broski. You lost that fight. No, getting in. Oh yeah, breaking news. And Billy been upgraded to the full WBC champion at 168. So, and Billy, the new WBC champ. Shout out, salute to M Billy, salute to Eye of the Tiger, promotions making it happen, but Terrence Bud Crawford, comment on that situation, and Bud was like, you know, give Lester a title shot, give Lester a title shot because he should be champion right now. A lot of people do believe that, it wasn't a draw that Lester Martinez beat in Billy the night of Canelo Bud, be fight. I mean that'll be a firefight. The rematch of Lester Martinez and then Billy for the WBC title. That'll be a firefight. For the boxing world. February 1st. Rayo Venezuela back. We got Rayo back in the game. Rayo against Diego Torres. You got Boachuk. Boachuk versus RB. You hear me? Then you got Hot Rod and Alexander. Which is a great fight. Listen. I love boxing. So this week is lit from today, tomorrow to Sunday. Only problem I have with Zoo for boxing is, the contract. The contract, and first it was the pay, but now the contract is like a safe contract. So Edwin De Los Santos just signed the Zoo for boxing. Supposedly Ben Rodriguez, Jay Alpataya. We just watched Dana White saying that he won't deal with the body sanctions, but the people you sign is all title holders. So now you got to deal with the body sanctions. But I don't listen. If you sign up, you sign up. No, it's different things going behind the scene that we don't know of. But boxing is lit. That's all I can say. Boxing is lit. I don't care. It's your pay. It's not mine. Boxing is lit. I'm just here to give you all of the facts and not one opinion. But robberies or not, it's been some good fights. Zuffa remind me of a Pro Box TV. Because, Pro Box TV, they stay putting on good fights. They stay putting on good fights all of the time. But that's what Zuffa remind me of. The fighters that they got, you got to do better. You got to do better with the fighters that y'all have. You got to do better. You got to do better with the fighters that you have, and the reason I say that because we know that they're signed to Zuffa, but you can't reward them like that. If they get in their ass whip, they get in their ass whip. It is what it is. But talking about that, we got on the Zuffa boxing situation, the prelims. You got Jalil Hackett, which is the main event on the prelims. Jalil Hackett versus Roberto Cruz. Like Jalil was a dog, man. And it's like, instead of moving forward, it's like they backtracking him. It's like everybody that dealt with PBC or Mayweather Promotions, they backtracking them because, those were the top dogs. And Jalil Hackett, like, we seen the robbery in Puerto Rico, and he come, like, the kid can fight. The kid can fight. But being a main event on a prelim is crazy. He should be on the main card. That's all I have with that. But you got Oscar Perez against Justin Laurie, Gato Kane versus Christian Morales. Gato Kane versus Christian Morales. You got Gato Kane versus Christian Morales. Julian Gomes versus Damian. You got Jamar Talley versus Devontae Williams, which that's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. Right now, like my stream, they playing with my stream. You know how these people do, man. You know what these people do. Always on some nut shit. Always trying to sabotage my situation because it's all facts, no opinions. But now, no, we here. But I still got to give y'all some breaking news so I can give you these fight predictions. Edwin De Los Santos signed the Zoo for boxing. Edwin De Los Santos signed for the Zoo for boxing, and Oscar De La Hoya in a $20 million debt. Damn, Oscar, you finessing the game, Pimp Juice. Oscar De La Hoya in a $24 million debt. Now, I'm gonna break it down to y'all. You know, defaulting on his downtown LA office loan connected to Financial District Mid. You know, it's a 12-story. It's a high-rise 12-story building. It's 150,000 square foot property, which where he at right now. The address is 26. Oh, what's that? Wilshire Boulevard, LA, California. You feel me? My nigga Oscar, look, come on, Oscar. The CBRE reported 34.4% vacancy rate. Poster child of the pandemic distress. Come on, oh. Come on, oh, y'all niggas is getting money, man. You're getting money, especially with the Ryan and Tank situation, bro. You getting money. You eating. Like, come on, with this situation. But you know how it is. You know what it is. But let's cook. Let's cook. And one more thing before we get to the fight predictions. Robert Merriweather said he said no to all of the body sanctions, the WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF. He said he don't want none of the belts but the Zuffa and ring belt. That's the only belts he want. Robert Merriweather, you out your motherfucking mind. You must be high off K2. But besides that, let's get into it. We're gonna start off with Bakram and Josh Kelly, right? We're gonna start off with that card. You know, it got some bangers on there. We're just gonna start off with the main event. You know, everybody calling Bakram the boogeyman because of you know what fight I'm talking about, right? We all know what fight we talking about. Asant, what up? Asant, if you want to get on, just send me a text so I can send you the link. Cause they zapping and shit. And my son fight tomorrow. But besides that, I'm paying attention to Bakram. You know, Bakram look big as shit. You know, he looks swole. You know, Bakram came in at 152.3, if I'm not mistaken. Kelly came 153, 154, something like that. But you know, they do a behind the scenes weighing, like with Raymond Mortaya and Andy Cruz. You know, Raymond Mortaya came in 144, and Andy Cruz came in like 143. You know, so we really don't see their real weight. But I will post it, but I don't want to post it because niggas in their drawers and stuff. You know, if I post it on the shorts, and I ain't trying to get fined for that. You know, a flag for that situation. But you know, Josh Kelly resume is better. You know, people calling Bakram the boogeyman because he fought Tim Tszyu. Nobody don't care about the Tim Tszyu situation. You feel me? Nobody don't care about the Tim Tszyu situation. You feel me? At the end of the day, bro, you fought Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu already got knocked out. We not trying to, that shit is already there. So we not trying to, You know, but we're going over to Puerto Rico right now. Xander Zayas, Abbas Baru, you know, that whole card is lit. But Bakram and Josh Kelly card is lit too. It's lit too. That card is lit too. But with the card in Puerto Rico, you know, Yura Sendeo versus Williams is a great fight. You know, it's gonna set fireworks. You feel me? I don't know how Giovanni Santillan, you know, is Yahirsky. I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, he fighting Pennington, so you know it's gonna be an easy victory, an easy win for Giovanni Santillan. Then you know, Rohan Polanco and Christian Gomes, you know, it's a great fight. Rohan Polanco should pull it off, you know. If he get the victory, hopefully we get to see him and Devin Haney fight, you know, because he becomes the real mandatory for the WBO, which he was for what's this guy's name? Brian Norman Jr. You hear me? And shout out to Brian Norman Jr. going over there with Derrick James. You know, that's the right coach for you. That's the right fit for you because how you like the press. Derrick just going to tighten you up in the first half. So, you know, because you chinny in the first 2-3 rounds. So, you know, he's going to make sure your chin tucking your hands up and, you know, put that shit together. You know, but going into the main event, Xander Zayas, Abbas Baru, you know, they sparred one time. You know, supposedly Xander got the better of him. Yes, tomorrow, my son back in the ring. You know, if you anywhere in the tri-state area, go pull up. I'ma post the flyer in my community once I'm done this. My son, the honest snatchers, dog season back Naeem de Jesus. You hear ski? Tune in. Shout out to my co-host Santos Boxing. It's all facts, no opinions. Yeah. Hey, you said it too. You definitely said it. You definitely said it. You said, yo, Derrick James would be a great fit for him. And that shit is for the record. It's on the record. And that's a fact. It's on the record. But with Xander Zayas and Abbas Baru fight, it's a sneaky fight. It's going to be a sneaky good fight. But do I think Xander can get the stoppage? Yes, Xander can get the stoppage. Xander is nice. I've been telling my co-host Santos Boxing, I'm like, yo, Xander nice. He's like, man, I don't believe in him. He don't look like that to me. I don't see nothing special. I'm like, when he was in middle school or high school, he was with top rank, and this kid was going to school fighting, beating up grown men in the pros, getting real money. He was more slicker back then. Xander was more slicker. As he got older, you know how it is when you're a pure boxer. Then when you start getting knockouts, you want to stay stable. You feel me? You want to stay stable and keep grounded, like a Danny Garcia, like a Edgar Berlanga. These guys was pure boxers. You feel me? And the next thing you know, when they turn pro, just start getting them knockouts. Now that's what they want. Why? Because that's what sells. You said between 9 and 10. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. Hopefully between 7 and 8, but I believe that's going to be a late round stoppage. Xander going to do it, and he's going to make history in Puerto Rico. And Xander definitely going to make history in Puerto Rico. Yeah, he top 4 in the division. How you got it, son? Because I'm gonna be real, right? This is my personal, this is my personal truth. I think Xander better than Virgil. I'm just saying, like, because every opponent Virgil fought since from 147 and the whole 154, they was all his sparring partners. And he sparred over 3 or multiple times or more times. And for Boachuk to really beat you in the world scene, Boachuk beat Virgil, and Virgil, you get dropped 2 times, they count it. But on top of that, Virgil is like, how can I say this? The other times you got dropped, they didn't credit Boachuk. Because you can tell in Boachuk's face when he dropped him, like he was surprised. He started laughing, like, yo, I dropped him. You know? But one thing about like Virgil, Teofimo Lopez, they bruise easy. Like when Teo spar here, get cuts right here. When Virgil spar, he always get a cut on the bridge of his nose. So when people see that shit, I don't want people to think like, oh, they losing, they getting beat up. No, they not. They just bruise easy. Remember when Tank told Frank, "Oh, you got them cuts on your eyes. I'm gonna open them bitches up because that's all you gotta attack." And if y'all know who David Reed was, go check out David Reed. And know when David Reed, he was a Philadelphia Great Olympian. He just, had a headbutt situation in the Olympics, and as he turned pro, all you had to do was touch in there, and that shit was like heratoma. I just want y'all to go check it out. Go check out David Reed. He was a great fighter. But coming into this whole situation, I think Xander is better than motherfucking Virgil. But no, we're going over to the Ring Magazine fight. We're going over to the Ring Magazine fight. We're going to talk about it. It's the predictions. Carlos Adames. I got Carlos Adames with the stoppage. Carlos Adames with a mid stoppage. Shit, don't be surprised it being the 3rd or 4th round, but I got Carlos Adames with the stoppage. Shushu and Carlos Castro. Like, it's going to be a great fight because a lot of people counting Los out. A lot of people counting Los out, man. And Los is rangy, you know what I mean? He can keep the distance just with his jab, But both of their arm reaches, kind of similar. But, it's going to be a very, 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 very sneaky fight. Boxing wins with that fight. I'm gonna always go with Shushu, man. I like Shushu. I've been liking Shushu for a while. I'm happy he went 12 rounds. He got some rounds in because you got to get those rounds in. But I like Shushu for the victory. But it's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. But I like Shushu for the victory. I got Adames with the knockout. Know what I mean? Shoot with the victory. Keyshawn Jermaine Ortiz is a true 50-50 fight. And the reason I state that because if Shakur Stevenson, if he dropped Keyshawn Davidson sparring, Jermaine Ortiz is a chameleon. He can mimic his style. Jermaine Ortiz can mimic Shakur's style. He's a pure boxer. He can exchange. But the only thing about Jermaine Ortiz is he exchanged more than Shakur. But he's a chameleon. He can mimic that guy's style. He can come in and put Shakur and Lomachenko in one and just fight Keyshawn. You see Keyshawn with the high heels on yesterday. Like, come on, dog. Like, come on, man. Not the Hillies. My nigga had the Hillies on. My guy had the high heels on, man. Those raps. Hey, Sam, I'm gonna let you cook on that joint when you hop in. I'm gonna let you cook on that joint when you hop in. But that's a 50-50 fight right there, man. It can go either way. I like both fighters. I always think Keyshawn is a dog. When he's in the inside, his fighting style was similar to Bud Crawford, how Bo Mack and them got him. But right now, you always got to stay with your old team. And we seen this. It's like it's a problem with the Davises. We seen it with Gervonta Tank Davis. Now we seen it with Keyshawn Davis. We seen Tank come in with Cal and them, just like Keyshawn. The Davises come in there with their own teams and they do their thing. You feel me? And they do their thing. And then, big promotions want you to change up and go deal with these high level top people. You go deal with like a Barry Hunter. A Coach Cunningham, Bo Mack. You deal with these type of people, right? And no, you get it. You get a victory, but it's not the same how you got it with the people that got you there. Then you go back to them, and it's like you back to who you are, And I believe, I'm happy for Keyshawn. I'm glad, he's back with the camp that got him there. And you just take what you learned from Bo Mack and them, and you apply to that because Bo Mack and them gave you the opportunity and mindset of staying stationed in position and countering and getting those knockouts and made you the businessman. So now you're going back to the amazing. So this amazing got to show us some amazing shit. But when you was the businessman, Team Crawford, made you that. It's just like with Andy Cruz your team got you there, but when Bozy trying to help you sit down, they ain't take nothing away from you. You got to apply that shit sometimes into certain situations. But to each his own, man. I can't tell people nothing. You feel me? To each his own. But hopefully, boxing wins in this fight. Because we can have back-to-back bangers. We can have back-to-back bangers. I'm telling y'all, we can have back-to-back bangers. So me personally, it's a 50-50 fight. But we on to the main event, But in that fight, like I said, it's a 50-50 fight. I got nobody. Boxing wins. Jermaine Ortiz, Keyshawn Davis, boxing wins. Like I said, I'm a fan of Keyshawn. I like Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz cool. But I'm a fan of Keyshawn, and it's a 50-50 fight, man. Boxing wins. Well, hopefully we win that fight. On to the main event. Like I always call it, like with the Canelo and Bud, like I always call it, if it goes the distance, they're going to give it to Shakur. That's why I brought up in the beginning of the live, I said with Andy Cruz and Raymond Mortalia, if we get that same type of performance like Tio was Raymond Mortalia and Andy Cruz and Shakur is Andy Cruz, and y'all award Shakur, Andy Cruz got to take that fight back. He got to put in a position to take that fight back. Now I mean, because that's the only reason I'm saying is because the person the real winner is the person that outland the other person, the person that land the most punches. But they don't do that right now. So you got to take it from the champion. You're not trying to see no running how that Edward De Los Santos and Shakur shit was. And a lot of people putting that in the air like Shakur do that. Nah, Shakur go in there and rumble. You got to take it from the champ, bro. You feel me? And the reason I say that because it's bad promotion. This whole shit been bad promotion. This whole fight been bad promotion. But this whole fight been bad promotion. But if it goes the distance, they're gonna rob Tio. But if Tio get like 2 knockdowns, even 1 knockdown or 2 knockdowns or even 3 knockdowns, and it goes the distance, or make it look like a Lomachenko or a Josh Taylor fight, which he is, he can win if it goes the distance. But you gotta make it look it, but Tio gotta knock him out. You know, the cards is against T.O. You know, just go watch the press conference yesterday when Rick Renee was like, and he's going to make history, and then he had to catch himself. He had to catch himself. Like, no, he might. No, nigga, we heard what you said. We heard everything you said. Y'all going to rob this guy. For instance, how Teofimo was not pound for pound in the Ring magazine. Why he not in the top 3? He been the Ring magazine champion longer than when he fought Josh Taylor. It was like 2021, 2022 when he fought Josh Taylor. So he was a Ring magazine champion. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Was it him or Usyk the longest Ring magazine champion? Because I know Usyk became Ring magazine champion in 2022. You know, all of the remember all of the Ukrainians won. I mean, all of the Ukrainians won. So dang. We got to check. Soon my co-hosts get here, we're going to check it out. But Tio should be ranked high. He should be ranked real high. Like, for instance, if you go to the 140 situation, Hal Dalton Smith already number 1. Hitchens should be number 1. Because Tio the champion. Hitchens should be number 1. Gary Antoine Russell should be number 2 or number 1. Then Dalton is number 4. Why? Because he just became the WBC champion. But it shows you how much the WBC title is worth. It shows you that. It shows you how much the WBC title is really worth. It's the most prestigious belt in the boxing game. But T.O., you got to get the knockout, bro. All of the cards are stacked against you. You got to get the knockout. You got to get the knockout. Because I'm still trying to figure out, when people talk all of this shit about Shakur, a boy had...
Yo. What up, man? Come on, man. I just got a question for the chat, man.
What's up?
How the fuck is Rick Reno the CEO of Ring Magazine if Turkey bought that shit? You gotta pay attention to this shit. Turkey just be putting the money in certain places and let other niggas take over.
Yep.
Turkey just put the little bag behind it that don't even be his.
It's the Saudi government.
Yeah. And thing, what you saying about yesterday, how he was like, Shakur is going to make history, but then he said, well, I should say he's looking to make history. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it, bro. All this shit.
They're going to backdoor T.O. You know, but a lot of people don't know what Shakur kept saying. Where your father at? You know, they trying to say that he was drunk. They trying to say that he was this, he was that.
Them niggas showed a video of him throwing up. You heard? That shit had me dying.
They know what they doing. Keeping him back.
But I ain't gonna lie, the way T.O. was playing with that nigga,
Yeah.
T.O. said, what that nigga is wild out. That nigga said it's gonna look like a foot in your mouth. Yo, when he said that, I lost it.
What Rick Renino do? That nigga run straight to Turkey, Texas. Bro, you gotta promote a fight like this. You know what I mean? Like, Teofimo was not a racist. I'm not sticking up for him, but bro, it's called promoting a fight. You feel me? If I call myself the big gorilla and a nigga called me a chimpanzee and a monkey, I can't be mad because I'm calling myself the big gorilla. You understand me? But when certain people look at that, I look at people that's a young-minded person because I'm trying to get a fight. You say the only way, like Bud Crawford, the only way you can get, if you call me a pussy, if you call me this. So if a person hear that come out your mouth, so what he's gonna do? He's gonna go say the most disrespectful shit to get you to fight him. You know, that's how I look at it. Because at the end of the day, we all the same people. Well, I like how you said real hand raps. You know, but give your fight prediction.
We gotta watch all that shit, bro, because you keep hearing Shakur say, yo, I'm gonna bust up your eyes. You feel me? Nigga, who eyes you ever bust up? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you cut, you know what I'm saying? Nigga Jamel Herring and shit, but bro, I don't know, bro. I really don't be rating that shit because it's like, but I ain't gonna lie, you see how big that nigga
look? Yeah, big as shit. And snack
nigga,
around him.
That nigga look cock diesel.
No, but that's his weight. That's his weight class, man. That's his weight class. You know?
Yeah, all them niggas be stripping themselves down. And then you see Keyshawn. Hold on. I want to touch on this. Keyshawn, why you had high heels on yesterday, nigga? Niggas know you way shorter than that. You see my man Jermaine Ortiz pull the belt out after, nigga. He gonna whoop your ass, bro. He not scared of you.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah,
Oh
bro.
yeah,
Cause I don't get.
listen. I just
I
went to
don't
the
get it.
school. They got him. They got him. The GD, the Gangster Disciples. Shout out to GD. You know what I mean? You know, I just like the bridge. You know, it's always good to have laughter in your heart, man. You know that heals the soul, man. Well, it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot going on this weekend, especially starting today. You know, pro
Nah,
boxing.
I ain't gonna lie. This weekend is a great weekend for boxing, man. You got Josh Kelly over there in the in Europe gonna get the upset. You feel me? I'm going for the upset on that. I like Zayas to get the stoppage. I see a stoppage in that fight, like maybe round 9, 10, 8, 9, 10 around there. You feel me? I think he'll be able to stop him. I think he been putting in work. That nigga look big too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And the only reason I think Tellez lost to him is because he didn't take him seriously.
you didn't take him serious.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. I just think he out hustled him. I don't think he was a better fighter.
Xan's different, man.
Yeah, Xander gonna put the beats on him, I think for sure. Rohan Polanco, he should get the stoppage because we gotta pay attention. Rohan Polanco is fighting to be the mandatory for Devin Haney belt, I believe.
He's already
But
the mandatory. You feel me? He was the mandatory for Brian Norman Jr. Now he got to win this fight to become the mandatory for Devin Haney, which is
okay, well that's
that,
it's
that,
weird.
that's correct.
What
I'm
what
just saying it's crazy. It's crazy how a person got to do that. You feel me? But you
well
know,
it looks like it's gonna be like that because the way I see it, they got Rohan Polanco fighting somebody who's ranked almost 400. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga's almost ranked 400, so Rohan Polanco should go out there and get the stoppage right away. You know what I'm saying? Like it all depends how these niggas want to box, but let's keep it real. Even Yuri Cedeno, that nigga's fighting a nigga who's ranked super high. I could pull. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up and get us the exact number so niggas know we not just throwing shit out there. You feel me? But while I'm doing this, I want everybody to pay attention how all these analysts keep trying to call this Shakur and Tio fight, but they keep bringing up the worst Tio and the best Shakur. Like they
fact.
keep doing that. Y'all gotta watch this shit. Y'all gotta watch the way the promotion is swinging and everything
The
like
best
that, man.
Shakur they bringing up is the Shakur that was at 126, 130. You feel me?
Come on, bro.
Like
Yeah.
that's not the Shakur at 135. He been shitty at 135. All bad performances at 135. Y'all talking about he put on a great performance with Williams Zepeda when Williams Zepeda really beat him. Williams Zepeda made Shakur fight his fight. Just go back and watch the fight, y'all. 0.5 speed. The show will be here soon. After this shit, y'all gonna see it. I promise y'all. Oh my god, man.
Well, shit, since we on that already, man, I just wanna, you feel me? Couple niggas stealing our shit. You know what I'm saying? A couple niggas is trying to go on point five speed themselves and slow shit down. No, I'm not saying I'm the nigga who created slow motion, but I ain't hearing none of these niggas talking about, all right, we're gonna go back and slow it down. We're gonna go back and really watch what's really happening. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Oh,
look, this nigga, Rohan Polanco is ranked number 5, and he's
yeah.
fighting somebody ranked 338,
Damn.
right? Then you got Giovanni Santillon. He's ranked number 12, and he's fighting somebody ranked 364. Okay. You got Yuri Cedeno. He's
Mm-hmm.
ranked 36, and he's fighting somebody ranked 99. Now, I'm not saying that these ranks matter, but these is the rankings for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, for like Xander got the toughest fight because he
Yeah.
ranked number 3 and he fighting somebody who ranked number 12, but that ranked number 12 is a world champion.
Champion. And
Yeah,
one thing
so
about the rankings, y'all, it's the rankings throughout the world. So no,
yes.
this guy might be ranked at what you call it, but he listen. Everybody that's a ranked fighter, I don't care if you 400, you in the elite, but it depends what type of elite fighter you is. A, B, C, D.
Yeah, because a lot of the times these guys just don't got the platform or the promotion to get them there. But I know guys personally who signed to Box Lab Promotions, people I grew up with that would be ranked number one in the division if they had the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? So and you know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Name drop Killer Gomez, man. Let's keep it real. Let's
Fact.
keep it real. Just don't got the people to get him there. No shade to his promotion or anything like that. But when you got the machine behind you, you know what I'm saying?
Just like Abel Mendoza. Abel
Come,
Mendoza, another one. Got the same
come
record
on.
as Sean Crawford. Now he's just getting the opportunity with PBC and Tom Brown in him, you know.
And that's crazy because the nigga got 40 plus fucking fights, whooping ass for 40 plus fights.
He got like 42 wins, same record as Bud Crawford, you know, and never fought for a world title. That's crazy because being blackballed and you taking hold of your career, you feel me? And I'm happy he didn't sign with Zuffa because it's all about the money, man. You got to make money. Like,
Yeah, them niggas is making 15 bands.
but you seen the shit I sent you? You
Let me
got
see.
the newspaper talking about that shit. The Guardian, the newspaper, the contract. Oh, better read that contract.
Let me see right now. Hold on.
Sent it to you text message, regular text.
Let me see.
It's crazy. But yeah, y'all, you
When
know,
you sent it to me, I don't see that shit.
it was yesterday.
Oh,
It's
okay, okay,
gonna
okay,
be a
okay,
link.
okay.
It's gonna be a link. It's gonna say Zoof on there, the Guardian.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. I see it. Yup, right here. Yeah, man. Yo, no shade to
Mhm.
Zuffa, but that shit was ass, man. And that's not shade. What Oscar De La Hoya said, you not hating if you tell the facts. That shit was trash, nigga. Word. That shit was butt.
Nah, man. Like, if the right people was awarded, it would have been cool with me. But the wrong people was awarded, man. I'm not going to take a. I'm not going to like the Troy Nash fight was a good fight, but he didn't win.
Nah, well, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I'm
Now
not
I'm
even
just
really I'm not even really basing it off that because I watched the nigga Callum Waj get dropped and they still scored the round in 9-10 round, which is crazy. So it's like I don't want nothing to do with that sport. Like whatever the fuck they playing over there by their rule book, I don't want nothing to do with that. Not even
like,
calling that shit because that shit gonna turn into the UFC. Niggas gonna start punching niggas in the dick and all type of shit.
all robberies. That Edwin De Los Santos signed to them is crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's,
but I would say it's crazy, but bro, we gotta think, bro. They stalling them out because you want to know something? Way back when Keyshawn missed that weight against Edwin De Los Santos, what was the first thing we was hearing? Yo, they gonna make the vacant fight for Abdullah Mason and Edwin De Los Santos, or Edwin De Los Santos is gonna be his first defense. Nigga, they stalling him out. We ain't seen shit. We ain't seen nothing with that man. No new fight announcement. No nothing.
you know what I've been peeping though?
What's up?
Ever since these niggas came into the fold, they've been. It's like they've been trying to. They ain't trying. They doing. They blocking all the PBC events. All of the venues PBC trying to grab that month and that date. These niggas will end up snatching it up. That's the
Bro,
key.
and not listen, fam, and it's not only even that. We just gotta watch this shit, bro. Promotion has been so ass ever since Zuffa and TKO got announced, bro. You gotta watch how bad they trying to make this shit look, so niggas could go fuck with that shit. But niggas could see straight through that shit because you just seen that whack ass performance that they had over there, and then you see the dick eating Max Kellerman get on there talking about. Yeah, the niggas talking like if he's watching all time greats fighting. You hear the biasness. I think I heard Andre Ward in there. Nigga sold his soul too. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, come on, let's keep it real. Like, y'all niggas is commentating shit nobody else is seeing, and y'all trying to persuade the public into thinking that we seeing shit that we not fucking seeing. You know
That.
what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, do your fucking job. You know what I'm saying? Don't suck dick to your boss. You sucking dick. That's what you doing. You dick riding. What T.O. said look like a foot in your mouth, nigga.
Yeah.
What's going on with y'all niggas?
And that's what get me mad about a lot of fighters, right? Cause like Andre Berto, when Max Kellerman was talking about Al Heyman, you should have corrected me. Like, hey, bro, you got it wrong, nigga. We made millions with him. So the checks y'all getting, we was already getting with Al Heyman. That's why we all rich. You feel me? But y'all not taking care of y'all fighters. Y'all taking from the fighters. Just with the contract y'all giving out. You feel me? Um,
Yeah.
in the contract y'all giving out, Dana White and y'all niggas, y'all still fighting lawsuits. You just
Huh.
had the night before the Zuffa fight. You just had one of the UFC guys win, and he get mad about the pay, and he's still complaining about the pay.
And he been there for years. Now we talking about been at the top of the sport, been one of the biggest names in the sport, still complaining about the pay.
It's
Still
crazy.
complaining about the pay, and nigga, you right under where Conor McGregor was. You know what I'm saying?
But,
Like you, because
yeah,
nobody was ever Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's a big butt though, son. And the reason I say that is because you ain't got to sign that contract. So you can't put the long as they make you a fucking millionaire, you can't put that fault on them when you the one that signed that contract.
for sure, but like I said, bro, a lot of niggas just look at that shit like an avenue to get over here because I already know what niggas is gonna do.
I
Niggas is
think they
trying to,
legit.
niggas is gonna try to like say for example, niggas like your son who don't got that X platform right now. Say
Yeah,
for example, your son gets signed to Zuffa for a 3-fight deal and go knock 3 niggas out in the first 3 rounds of every fight. Now he got some motion behind his name. We all know Dana White and them niggas coming with views just because that
look,
Ponzi scheme shit they got going on, and it's a system built behind that shit already. So
okay.
whenever you think about all that, bro, niggas is gonna use that for a gateway over here.
I won't. That's why I want you to read that article I sent you because I won't have my son signed to them. So if your mother named you, we're gonna use it. If your mom named you Edward De Los Santos and you signed the Zuffa and your contract is up, they still own your real name. How? It's
So
like it's like
so
WWE.
yo, everybody, I want y'all to know that's
It's the
kind of like
WWE contract.
yeah, it's kind of like that. But I'm gonna put it like in terms to where niggas can understand. Let's say if I got a music contract with my man Lou right here, boom, and the contract expired, it don't matter. He still own rights to my name. Like
Yep.
he still own my name. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm an independent artist, even though I'm making moves on my own, since I was one signed to him, he owned my shit and he gotta release my shit.
Yep.
Yo, and I
That.
did watch that Akin Barak video, and I did see what you were saying. That nigga T.O. did say, yo, right now they not involved in the picture, and I got the best legal team. They handled that.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it. Yo, how many people we got in here? This shit busting.
Bro, this shit been busted all day. We probably had like 107 so far.
Let me see. Yeah, this shit busting.
Keep going up.
Yeah,
Same.
we're gonna keep it going though. We're gonna keep it going straight up.
Yo, before you had this shit was busting, bro. Yeah, because people wanted
Yeah.
to hear what he had to say. You know, because right now we sat back and we let Project Mockingbird happen. We the only motherfuckers that's keeping it tall. You know, we the only people that's going to keep it tall on Shakur's defense. What defense a person got if you just moving back and forth on that straight line? You're
If you
not even
move back and
on the
forth off a
line.
straight
There's
line,
a
you
guy
got good
down
defense or
the
you got
line.
good
You know,
distance.
that's all you doing. You know, and I just hope we don't get that type of fight because Timothy Bradley, you hear it doesn't matter how he win. He already showed us with Cepeda. He ain't show us shit with Cepeda. Cepeda was whooping his ass.
And I don't, yo, and I can't keep watching that shit, bro, because it's like the world is acting like we ain't see this man get his ass beat by Zapata.
Yep.
Yo, right now, I challenge everyone. I got the proof. I got the proof in my phone right now. I will show you niggas. Go back and watch that Shakur and Zapata fight. First of all, that was Zapata's fight. The
Yeah.
style that they fought in. Zapata wanted that pace. Zapata wanted that style. Second, CompuBox, excuse me, had Shakur landing more. That's a lie. I went back and counted. That's a lie. He didn't land more. He got
Throwing
his ass whooped. He almost got out double landed, nigga. Real shit. Real.
I fuck with Wally Moses. Wally Mo. But before we get off that topic, when you watch Tevin Farmer versus Cepeda, Tevin Farmer had a way better performance than Shakur did.
Facts.
Tevin Farmer had a way better performance on Shakur and on Raymond Mortalia. Tevin Farmer got robbed in both of those fights.
Both of them. Both
Both
of
of
them. You heard?
them. Both of
Oh
those.
man.
But Wally Moses, yo, he a legend, man. That boy a legend. He told Tio, you ain't never throw 1,000 punches a fight, nigga. You must ain't
What?
watch that ball. Wally, don't you putting
From
your
that
foot in your
Claggett
mouth.
fight?
You put that nigga throw. You better go watch that Steve Craggy fight. You better go look how many punches he threw. He threw over 1,000 something punches. That ball throw over 1,000 punches a fight. He's well conditioned. He's well
But
conditioned.
look, that's the thing about it, bro. You see, everyone on Shakur team, they keep saying T.O.'s food, T.O.'s easy work. Is y'all even taking him serious? Because everybody, Shakur, the whole camp, I watch you say T.O.'s the truth, T.O.'s this, that, and the third, T.O.'s nice. Yesterday, I just watched you say, you pulled the Devin Haney yesterday. You said, you not even really like that. I swear you not like that. I heard you say that.
He
Who be
did.
saying that? Devin Haney be saying that. And Devin Haney be going out here and whooping these boys' ass. Devin Haney be going out there. When Devin Haney tell a nigga he too small, he go out there. Hey, nigga, Devin Haney more aggressive than Shakur, nigga. I don't
Yeah,
care
yeah,
what you
yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I've been told you. And matter of fact, I rewatched something yesterday.
Dev got
I
the
was
heart to fight you. Is that right now? His last performances after the Ryan situation, nah. But before that Ryan shit, Dev was on your ass.
but you want to know why I'm still where I'm at with it, bro? Because that boy really not ducking no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like that boy really want that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
He
you
got,
could say what you want. No. Listen. You could say what you want. You could say what you want, bro. But you know he gonna take the fight.
nah.
You know he gonna take the fight. Now back then when his arm got broken, shit like that, I don't know what
That
happened.
nigga
I
ran
don't
from
know what
Javier
happened.
Fortuna. He ran from Javier Fortuna, bro. Javier Fortuna was whooping niggas' asses. Bro, Teofimo became undisputed, nigga. You was the regular, nigga. Teo became the franchise champion. It's just like the WBA when a nigga becomes super. So if it's like that, that means Bud Crawford was never undisputed. It means he was never undisputed if you're the
You
super champion.
can't tell him that. That's why we shadow ban right now.
You feel me? But at the end of the day, like I'm gonna keep it like Dev, I can't say that because bro, how you fight Regis? You're supposed to rehydrate to 150. Bro, you rehydrate to 165, 167. You passed the weight limit, nigga. You coming in as a weight bully. Then
Yeah.
like I'll fuck Regis up. You feel me? But
Regis got no legs. I punch Regis in the knee.
I thought Devin Haney beat Lomachenko. Now I mean, everybody else say something different. Me, the
Nah, I'm gonna be real. Me personally, bro. I mean, it was a close fight. You know what I'm saying? It was a close fight, bro.
I thought
It
that
was a close. It was a close fight.
y'all gonna say a close fight, you feel me? But no, what I seen is because the first half of the fight, he was leading with the jab. Once he disbanded the jab, then Lomachenko just had sporadic moments, you know. But once Dev came back and started shooting that jab in the later rounds, no, he still picked up rounds. But the first 5, 6 rounds is Devin Haney's. So he disbanded that jab, shit just went left for him. But the Ramirez fight, Ramirez won because Dev was running. You know, the Norman fight, if you take the knockdown away,
That shit was close.
did he
That
win?
shit was real close. See y'all. Listen, y'all. We not.
That's all. Like, but
Yo,
before all of that
y'all.
Ryan
Right
shit,
now. Hold on, fam. I want to tell these niggas something real quick. We don't fanboy over nobody. We don't
nobody.
give a fuck who win and who lose. We just not gonna let niggas dick eat. We not gonna let niggas dick ride and the world go with the narrative without niggas knowing the truth. No, y'all need to know the truth. Is Shakur a great fighter? Yes, he's an excellent fighter. Is he the best defensive fighter? Fuck no. Nigga don't got no defense. Let's keep it real.
You're not
Is he
catching.
the best? Is he the best at controlling distance? Yes, that's not defense. He's not. Yeah, he's not. He's not. You feel me? He's not doing nothing. He not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying?
He
So
like,
we
well,
gotta keep it
listen,
real.
they gonna bring up the Cepeda fight. So when you're on the ropes, of course you're gonna do this. But do you see him doing that shit in the center of the ring since he been at 135, now going up to 140?
Yo, and
No.
not even that. That's everybody dick riding because the commentary, when he's on the ropes doing all this and that, he was getting clipped.
Hard. He's getting clipped like a motherfucker. Hey, don't bank. That nigga said Shakur wins easily. Hey,
It can happen, but I don't know about easily.
it can happen. It can happen. You know, that's why we saying what we saying. If it goes the distance, Shakur gonna win. They're gonna give him the victory. If it goes for Tio to
Yeah.
win by going the distance, it got to look like the Lomachenko, Josh Taylor. Like Shakur got to get dropped for him to win. But Shakur got to get dropped at least 2-3 times because we seen it when Chris Colbert versus Rayo Venezuela. You feel me? Everybody thought Rayo won that fight. What happened? Chris Colbert really came back and won on the card. You feel me? Outpointing him, won on the points. You know, so it can go some type of ways, y'all. It can go a lot of different ways. You know, we seen Tio go in there with Richard Comey, second round. Bam, clipped him, put him right the fuck down. Tio got heavy wins and victories on it. Every time y'all doubted him, the nigga won. Every time y'all doubted that boy, that he won. This is the biggest fight in boxing, right? The only problem I had, this is the biggest fight in boxing as to date, and the promotion is ass, bro.
Yeah, everybody know the promotion dog it.
The promotion is ass, man. This is the biggest fight in boxing. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Right now, Tito Shakur, the biggest fight in boxing. That shit, the biggest fight in boxing, and it's a fire card. The card is fire for the biggest fight in boxing. This how Canelo and Buzz should have looked at this type of card. You know, this is
Yeah, this
fire.
a way better card than Canelo and Bud. This ain't no
This
whack ass card.
is fire card.
He said
Yeah, I
he
see.
said Tio gets way too impatient in the later rounds, especially if he knows he's down in points. I think Shakur will knock him down in the later rounds, but he wins by decision. Everything you saying, it can happen.
Yeah. But y'all going
Everything
off
you
one fight. Y'all going off a Sandor Martin fight when Shakur don't fight like Sandor Martin. See, that's the shit people can't go off of. Y'all bringing up old ass fights, but you want to keep it real. Shakur ran from De Los Santos.
Well, the only reason I say it
Shakur
can
ran
happen,
from
bro, is
Archer.
because look, you got to look at who wrapping them hands, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to the little shit like that, bro. Like,
Shakur ran from Archer. Y'all bring up Josh Pally. Josh Pally had a 4-day.
yo,
You
yo,
went
yeah, yeah, yeah.
William Zepeda was whooping his ass, so we talking all 135. All his fights at 135. Like he wasn't doing none of the shit he was doing at 130 and 136. You feel me? That's all I'm saying is, but
That nigga said Shakur and Inoue have yet to fail me on FanDuel. I've
hey,
been up, straight
don't
up,
be robbing me.
straight up,
Bank, I need
straight
your
up.
help, Bank. I need your help on them parlays, Bank. Real right, FanDuel be fucking me up, man. Nigga, I won $1 yesterday, bro, on FanDuel. At least I won. You know what I mean, I won
I
a
got a
dollar.
parlay in right now, man.
Remember this? Remember the other day I told you last week I won and he took my wager back. Oh man, this shit.
Yeah, yo, hold on, I'll be right back. You heard? Cook up.
Yeah, hey, don't. I need you. I need them parlays, baby. I'm be trying to hit, man. Them jaws, man. He's fucking me up. Yeah, and listen, everything you saying is true. But we gotta we're gonna see this fight. We're gonna see this fight. We're gonna see this fight. We're gonna see this camp. We're gonna see how this camp made both fighters. I'm just happy that Shakur is really fighting in his weight class. You know, uh, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. Like I say, if it goes the distance, Shakur gonna be rewarded. But the only victory Tio have is getting a KO. If he goes the distance with Shakur, he gotta pull some shit. He gotta drop Shakur a couple times. But if he don't, and that shit go 12, then it's gonna be ending new. We all know that. Um, but is that the Shakur at 130, at 135? We ain't seen it. You know. All right. Fuck it. I got you. I gotta send you my number. I gotta find a way to send you my number. If you can go to Louis13 on Instagram, LOUIEONE3, and send me a DM, I'll send you my number. But yeah, this shit gonna be lit, man. From today, shout out to Pro Box TV. They card lit tomorrow. We got 3 cards tomorrow. Then Sunday, Zoo for Boxing. You know, they got a heavy card. Even though it's light pay, but they got a heavy card. Zuffa definitely got a heavy card. Ryo and Diego Torres main event. Co-main event. You got Sergey Boychuk versus Butev. Then you got Hot Rod. Well, Hot Rod and them should have been co-main event. Hot Rod and Alexander. They should have been co-main event. Then the prelims, they got a fire prelim. They definitely got a fire prelim. They got Jalil Hackett versus Roberto Cruz, Oscar Perez versus Justin Villara, uh, Gato Kane versus Christian Morales, Julian Gomes versus Damian Van Hoter, and Jameer Talley. Jamal Talley versus Devontae Williams. That's a great fight. Zuffa got a cool card. They got a cool card Sunday. So, we lit all around. But the Keyshawn fight, hey, but what's up, Sly Counter? What up? What up? Hey, you facts. It's a great weekend for boxing fans. It's a hell of a weekend for us. You feel me? But the Keyshawn fight, no, I like Keyshawn. You hear me? Don't I like Keyshawn? It's that certain shit. When Richard Hitchenson's exposed that shit, it just made me think something. Because like a year and a half ago, my son came. He was like, "Yeah, Shakur dropped Keyshawn and put him to sleep." I'm like, man. And in my head, I'm about to tell myself, man, that shit ain't happening. Shakur ain't punching like that, man. He ain't not Kate. That shit was the other way around. Know what I mean? And then when Richard Hitchenson's like, nigga, you got clipped a couple times. And you want to, I was like, so this shit really true because Key didn't deny it. So now I go back to what my son told me a year and a half ago. Then when he said he got clipped a couple times, I'm like, Jermaine Ortiz is a chameleon. That's one thing you can give props to Jermaine Ortiz. He can chameleon. He's a chameleon. So if Jermaine Ortiz going in there, he can mimic Shakur. He got the punching power to put him down. You know what I mean? All he got to do is box and mimic Shakur. Man, and he a switch hitter. He can switch. Um, it's a 50 fight. I like Keith for the win, man, because I like Keyshawn, But I like Jermaine Ortiz too. But I think boxing wins. We winning that fight. It's a 50-50 fight. We winning that fight. I bet on both fighters. Every time I bet on both fighters. But it's gonna be a tough fight. That fight and the Bruce Carrington and Carlos Castro fight is gonna be 2 of the fights of the night. That shit gonna be 2 fights tonight. Errors he was making. Facts, I believe you. But I'm gonna be real, right? I don't think Keyshawn was drinking. I think he just ain't want to expose Snack, because he was a Snack fighter. And, I had that feeling that he popped dirty, you know what I mean? But they just ain't wanted to expose it, so he just backed up off the fight. Because if you drinking liquor and shit, like, come on, man. Come on, it's going to pop up in your system. You feel me? Liquor is going to pop up in your system. If you smoking weed, it's going to pop up in your system. They ain't going to pop up as a PED unless you taking something. And those people giving injections and shit. That's why you see them at the UFC performance clinic, the performance enhancement clinic. That's where they training at. Like, when do we see fighters train at a UFC gym? Like, come on, man. I'm going to keep this shit raw, rugged, and go to a regular gym. But to each his own, man. To each his own. But that's what I felt though at that time. But right now, he looked good, man. At 140, he looked very good, man. But I'm happy he back with his true camp, the camp that got him there. This shit remind me of a Tank Davis. Remember when Tank Davis came up with his camp, and then Floyd and them niggas forced him to go the other way to deal with a well-known trainer, just like they did Key. You come in with your camp, then all right, top rank, we gonna make you deal with Bomac. So you go deal with Bomac, you deal with Bomac, you learn their blueprint, their game plan, stay in the pocket, get your knockouts, built your name, made you the businessman. Then whatever happened between that situation, which was the snack situation, you go back to your old camp. And that's why I said in the beginning of live is like, for every Davis, this is what we get. Because don't matter if Javante Davis, Keyshawn Davis, they put on. They put on. They give us the fights we want to see. Like, oh yeah, like we know what they coming with. But it's just with this fight with Jermaine, it's just like I still don't believe Shakur dropped him or knocked him out. But if it's true, it's like, damn, bro, I gotta nah man, this boy is a chameleon. Nah, I don't think so. Not to me, because remember Clarissa Shields and Keyshawn, remember when Victor Conte, they got found for PEDs, the Victor Conte come to the rescue and say, nah, they just was smoking weed. Because if it's like that, remember Ryan was smoking weed and drinking in the Devin Haney fight, and weed and liquor didn't come back. Osterine came back. You feel me? That would have been a good fight. You heard Slide? You hear Counter? Like, that would have been a hell of a fight. That would have been a hell of a fight. That would have been a hell of a fight. We would have seen, we would have seen. We would have seen, like, if Key was really that. And the reason I say that, because we got to keep it tall, man. When you look at people's resumes, and just look at the fighter at the time, Keyshawn was bigger than all the motherfuckers. People look at Gustavo Lemons like, oh, he was weight drink. Listen, let me tell people something, man. All of them niggas is weight drink. Fuck is y'all talking about? All of them niggas is really like 147, they 154, 160 pound fighters. They walk around weight is they real weight. They shrinking their body down to this shit. So I be hating to hear that rehydration. Listen, every body sanction has a rehydration clause. So people got to stop that shit. The IBF got a 10% rehydration clause. Everybody else got a 15%. Every state got a 15 to a 21% rehydration clause. And that's every state commission. So I hate when people bring up rehydration clause. Because nigga, you shrinking your body down to that way. So what's the problem? Just fight at your true weight. People just be waiting to certain fighters move up, then they'd come up there and be like, yeah, I called out such and such. It's like Devin Haney. Ish sent the motherfucking a contract to Devin Haney to fight Jerron Boots Ennis at 152. Devin Haney said, I ain't even fight at 147. Why am I going to fight at 152? Then Boots was moving up to 154 because he already had a situation lined up because he was trying to fight Bachram, but Lubin was scheduling the purse bid to fight Bachram because he was the mandatory. So Boots, he needed a fight like this, so they went up and fought the IBO champion, which was US Lima. At 160, he brought him down to 154. Lima's still a champion at 160. Go check it out, y'all. And Lubin fucked everything up. Then you had Tellez instead of Tellez.
Yo, my bad. I had to get the baby right, son.
Cool. Instead of Tellez fighting Boots, he ended up fighting Abbas Baru. And the reason I state that, because remember when Boots was on his last fight when he fought Stanionis. So PBC thought like, oh fuck it, we're gonna give you the Stanionis fight and you can come time with us and we're gonna make your pay-per-view star and do what you do. It didn't go like that. So that's when he won and he was moving up, they was like, nigga, fuck you. You ain't fighting for the WBA title. You gotta go a whole different route. And that's what happened, y'all. That's what happened behind the scenes, man. This business is like a mafia business, man. If people ain't gonna tell us the truth till you go do your research. And that's a motherfucking fact. People ain't gonna tell you nothing till you go do your research. That's why, we cook on this channel. We cook on this channel. Like right now, I was trying to post the link. They won't let me post the link today. I'm like, oh shit, this corny ass shit.
We had to do that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, that's corny ass shit. Cause I got it running on YouTube and Facebook right now. You feel me? But we did good today.
What we cooking on? What we cooking on, man?
No. I just was breaking down like how certain like the fights is now. He was talking about if Keyshawn made weight stylistically, how you think he would have did against De Los Santos. You know what I mean? And I told
that wouldn't have been a good fight for him.
We would have found out if he really liked that. Because I was bringing about the resume. All of the fighters he fought was really small. Like a Barenchek,
Ever since it came out that Shakur knocked him out,
That's what I was
I
talking
look
about
at
too.
I look at that boy different. Like ever since they keep saying Shakur knocked him out and shit, dropped him a few times. Like, bro, I look at that boy different because them niggas wasn't sparring with 8 ounces. Them
Yeah.
niggas wasn't sparring with no 8 ounce gloves on.
Like don't bang. He asked he was like, yo, what you think about the Keyshawn fight this week? And that's how I was breaking it down. I look at it a little different because Jermaine Ortiz is a chameleon. He's a chameleon, man. Um, he can imitate Shakur whole style, but he got
I
pop.
don't think I don't think I don't think Jermaine coming to play.
I don't think so. He always come to fight. That's one thing we can say about him, you know. Um, Jermaine fought a lot of people, man. Fought a lot
He
of
got a
people.
great resume. He got a great resume.
No, even in the amateurs, he got a great resume. You know, and 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 and, and I'm glad Bozy said what he said because what I tell people is when you turn pro, it's just a contract. You're still the same fighter when you was fighting in the amateurs to the pros. Bibble Shakur still fight amateurs. You feel me? They to the jab, be consistent. You feel me? You are who you are before you got here. You're gonna always be that. The only difference is just you put your name on a piece of paper and say you turn pro. You still got the same fighting style.
Yeah, I see it right here. Here go the weigh-ins right here.
Mm.
Here go the weigh-ins right here. TO 139.6. Shakur 138.6. Right?
We're
Yeah.
gonna see the rehydration. We're gonna see how they look today. Well, tomorrow, I think today's Saturday and shit. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
So tonight, Pro Box TV. You know what I mean? Kick your feet up. Shout out to Pro Box TV. Watch some
Yeah,
Pro.
yo, on Friday nights, do not turn on Zuffa. Go to YouTube, Pro Box TV.
Yeah.
Pro Box TV. That's all you gotta do. You wanna watch some real
Zoo for
boxing, watch
Sunday.
niggas go to sleep.
You heard me? Zoo for Sunday.
Zuffa was on Friday last time. They
Yeah,
first event was on Friday.
yeah. But now they fighting on the first, February 1st. This they card. I'm gonna give you their card because I wrote. Listen, I can't prepare for these niggas today, man. They card.
Oh,
Uh,
by the way, Tank bonded out of jail already. These hating
uh,
ass niggas.
cool.
They wanted him to stay in there.
Out the Tank belling out, free Tank. But yeah, this is they prelims. This Zoo for prelims for February, right? They prelims is Jalil Hackett versus Roberto Cruz. That's the main event of the prelims. Like, come on, Jalil Hackett should be on the main card, you know. But Jalil Hackett versus Roberto Cruz, main event. Oscar Perez versus Justin Valora. Excuse me, y'all. My apologies. Oscar Perez versus Justice Valora. You got Gato Kane versus Christian Morales. Julian Gomes versus Damian Van Horter. Jameer Talley versus Devontae Williams. And that's all prelims. It's a cool prelim lineup, but come on, Greg Hackett. Greg Hackett. Jalil Hackett should be on the main card. This is their main card. Hot Rod versus Alexander, which is a great fight. Alexander, an Olympian. Hot Rod, no, cool fighter. That's a cool fight. You got Bowichuk versus Batev. Then you got Ryu versus Diego Torres. That's a cool fight. But February for sure.
Yo, I hear you. I hear you.
And I had sent a text, fucking send me a
Okay,
text.
I'm
Yeah.
listening. I was about to say I'm listening.
But that
Oh,
that that
look, that's crazy. Yo, while we speaking, Top Rank just dropped a video on Tiafimo. One day before.
you said Teal said the Adamas fight fell through. No, we gotta go check that out. You heard?
Yeah, I ain't hear nothing about that because them boys
Up.
was at the press conference.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, yum, facts. Facts, yum. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shakur never been in there with a nigga like T.O. They sparred before, a couple of times. It's gonna be a fight tomorrow, man. It's gonna be a motherfucking fight tomorrow. Hey son,
Yo,
De La Hoya, he in debt for 24 million in his LA
who,
office.
who?
De La Hoya.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
What they said?
Now, I got it down right here. Defaulting on his downtown LA office loan connected to the financial district mid-rise, the 12-story, 150 square foot property, um, 622 Wilshire Boulevard, LA, California. The CBR reported that 34% vacancy rate. He was the poster child during the pandemic release. Made me distressed. Remember when COVID was around? No, he was remember how people was getting money off their properties and shit from tenants and shit. And a lot of people didn't have one. That's what they trying to say.
Oh, okay, okay.
I believe this Rick Maringian cat. You feel me? They're trying to get Virgil out of a contract with who Virgil was scared to fight somebody. Because I never heard no dumb shit. Well, I'm suing De La Hoya because I want the fight to be 50-50. Nigga, if you're the promoter trying to get you a 60-40, which one is better? Yeah. All right, it's cool. It's cool, son. I'm going to hold it down probably for another 15 minutes. YouTube will probably cut us in 90 minutes. Um, and we're going to push it. But yeah, y'all, we're going to find out. Teal said, we're going to find out. I make a short. I created a short and see about the Diamonds fight. But they was there yesterday. Um, they definitely was there yesterday. Both fighters, Amos and the Diamonds was there. And that I know of, the fight's still on. That I know of, the fight's still on. You know, I'm hopefully if they're gonna show it today, but I know we probably see it. We probably see it which today. So hopefully we see both weigh-ins. Because I got the Andy Cruz second weigh-in, but I'm gonna keep it tall. I don't know if they're gonna let me post it, because you know how when you in the locker room, you got your drawers on and shit, and you stand on the weight joint. I don't know, motherfuckers gonna let people see the boxers and shit. You know what I mean? But in that second weigh-in, which was in the back right after Andy Raymond Mortaya was 140, 100. He was like 144 pounds. Andy Cruz was like 143 pounds. Um, I just hope they show that, because that's my main focus, is getting the second weigh in this in the locker room. Because the weigh in that they tell us when they on stage don't really be that weigh in. I like to get the second weigh in. So once I see the second weigh in, I know, all right, he came in like this, but he's gonna rehydrate to this. It's fucked up, you know. So y'all lying to us automatically because we don't see the shit, and that's just the shit y'all got is broke, because we can't believe none of these motherfuckers. But like I say, man, boxing lit this weekend. We all lit. It's gonna be a beautiful fight, man. It's gonna be a beautiful weekend. Um, this tonight, tune in to YouTube, go to Pro Box TV. I'm not sponsored by none of these people. I just love the sport of boxing. Um, go, tune in to Pro Box. Tomorrow from the AM to the PM. The zone. Main event. You feel me? Matchroom, you know, Martitayev, Bakram, Bakram Martitayev versus Josh Kelly. Um, I keep forgetting the kid name because we got it's a good fight on there, you know. Damn, I keep forgetting them two brothers' name, man. They fought in the amateurs, 2 times in the amateurs, and one of the fighters, he won 2 times in the amateurs. Damn, I'm forgetting these brothers' name, man. But I will make a short on these brothers' names because I'm going to promote that fight because that fight is going to be a banger on that card. Josh Kelly versus Bachram is a cool card. Go check that out. It's going to be early on the zone. Um, then you got shout out to Puerto Rico, man. Xander Zayas, top rank, MVP, Baru. If I'm not mistaken, I think he signed the MVP, right? Because he was on the MVP card. If I'm just shooting off the hip, my mistake on this one. But that card lit. Then we got the one in the States in New York. Tio Shakur, that whole undercard lit. And then Sunday, Zoo for boxing. That's a cool card. We just going to see the outcome to each card. So we got one, and it's another fight. It's another fight on the 31st. You know, my son, you see him in the background. On the 31st, there's another fight that I'm really intrigued and very interested in. It's my son. You know, the honor snatch is dog season back in the gym. We always been in the gym, talking about back in the ring. You know what I mean? 3-time Golden Glove champ, back in the gym. About to put the pain and pressure to these motherfuckers tomorrow. Um, you know how the amateurs is, you know how the Golden Gloves is, you know how the nationals, state nationals, etc., the regionals, you know how the game is. So, pain and pressure, man. Shout out to his coach, K.O. Lewis. You know, if you know, you know. You feel me? It's all pain and pressure, man. And we here, baby. We here. You got to get it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see it, you know. But, son with the victory. Hopefully, he get a stoppage. You know, before he had his little setback, his little surgery, his last fight was like a stoppage. Happy. He got to stop it. I was happy. Like, yes. But now, back tomorrow, hopefully we get the stoppage. But he's gonna go in there and put pain and pressure and beat the dog shit out of him tomorrow. Hopefully I'm gonna present some clips, because I'm in a tight little position because I'm on house arrest. Yeah, you see the GDs, nigga. You see the GDs, nigga. Got the gangster disciples, nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah, nigga, cause $1.25, nigga. What you talking about, nigga? I pay cold cash, nigga. What you talking about, nigga? The GD, nigga. But yeah, once I'm off this situation, I'll get a little leeway. Cause nigga, I work and they still don't let me out. It's like they got my fucking patients on house arrest with me. But I can start hitting certain gems, because this is a business that I have. This is my business, and for me to make money, I gotta go out there and create more content. And you're gonna see me in the gyms doing more. But I I love the amateurs, because you're gonna learn who the fighter is at that time. You're gonna see who's gifted. You're gonna see who's born with it, who got the dog mentality. The only problem that I have with this generation of fighters, and what I mean by that, I'm talking about even the fighters that's pro now, is a lot of these fighters are not second half fighters. They gas out. I'm gonna use Dave Morrell for instance. Dave Morrell, Caleb Plant, they'll look good the first 6-7 rounds, and then second half of the fight, they be gassed out. You be like, he ain't got it. You know. Then you got some fighters, that'll touch the canvas, get out, get up, and still go out on a shield. That's a warrior. We seen it with Virgil Ortiz. We seen it with Ryan. We seen it with Devin Haney and Ryan. You know what I mean? If Dev just would have took the loss on, you know what I mean, that loss on the chin, he would have been his career would have been somewhere else. You feel me? That's the only problem people have with the Dev situation. Because people are like, well, he was on P. No, the fuck he wasn't. He was suspended for a year. Devin was too. How you think Ryan won the lawsuit? I want y'all to think that. I want y'all to pay attention to that. If Ryan was on PEDs, Devin Haney would have won that lawsuit. Why you think Ryan won the lawsuit? Because he wasn't on PEDs. I'm just saying though, man. You know? But I do shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. I always said Devin Harris' heart is that after the Ryan fight, we ain't see too much. Because I thought I seen it in the Brian Orton Jr. fight. But when he started clinching, I'm like, ah. But then, like, my co-host was like, nah, the one, like, look, that nigga still doing the bow and arrow. And he just kept, bro, you got to stop that, Dev. Mickey, tighten that up. So I'm like, because I know they ain't Mickey. But that's the key thing. Like, when you a fighter and you get in there, you go back to your old ways. That's how you got to learn how to call the audible. Because I hate when people be like, boxing is a one man sport. Well, if it's a one man sport, train your fucking self. When you go to the corner, I want you to, put ice on your face. I want you to drink water. I want you to get up, instruct your own self. No, it's a team sport. You still got a team. You got a coach, assistant coach, and a cut man in the corner, man. Then you got your family on the outside that's looking, but in your corner, that's a team. The only thing is you're the one. You're the captain of the ship, and you're the one that's going in there, providing for everybody else. Yeah, you the key player, but you have a team. That's why you gotta have tricks and traits that you take out the tool bag. So if you go through different multiple trainers, you gotta take something for each trainer and add it to your arsenal. Don't go over there and trying to mimic a person. No, that's not your style. You understand me? That's not your style. You know? So picking up from a person, it's always you being a true student. And you ain't really a student. You just a person that want to seek the knowledge, and you're the one that's going to become a teacher. It's all about definition. It's all about action. You could probably have a trainer that used to be a boxer. All right, he's cool, but you got to remember what weight class he was in, because he can be training you good, but he's giving it to you from a certain perspective. You know, like an Eric Morales. When he trying to train a welterweight on up, you can give him good advice of how a smaller fighter going to fight. You know, from a lightweight, a bantamweight, whatever, you can give it to them from that perspective of shooting the jab, staying sharp, getting out the way. That's good information. But sometimes how to download it to catch and shoot, you're not really that, because your mindset is only set a certain particular way. You know. But at the end of the day, to each his own. And I always tell a person, man, conditioning means everything. Always make sure your condition is A1. Because if your condition not A1, like, what you in it for? What you in it for? Everybody always gonna worry about the second win is all about, if you got a 6 round fight, right? All right, first round, the first 2 rounds, I'm gonna come take it. Fuck, I need to figure you out in the first round. That's what I did sparring. That's what training came for. So I'm gonna go in there the first 2 rounds. I'm gonna take it. Third round, I'm gonna take off, because it's a 6 round fight. So the third round, I'm gonna take off. So once the fourth round comes, that's the championship round. Fourth, fifth, and sixth championship rounds. You feel me? Unless I'm gonna come take the first round, take the second and third off, and just win 4, 5, and 6. You understand? You got to learn how to take off, but by you taking off, you still got to make it look presentable and good, because you can still make that round a swing round, you know. But it's all about your condition, you know. That's all I say, man. That's all I say. Because I always tell my son, man, I say, it's 5% fighting, 5% training, and 90% business. And during that 5% training, it breaks down and it varies, from that 5% training, 3%, 3.5% got to be conditioned. It got to be conditioned. And out of that conditioning, it's your mental state with it. You understand me? Because I'm gonna give you point and a half, the other percent and a half, 1% and a half to, you training, whatever, hitting the bag, doing your road work. But, that's that 5K come with conditioning. And with that conditioning, your mental state is with that condition. Because you gotta want it. It starts from here. It starts from here. You gotta want it. It's like a chakra, bro. You gotta want it. And once you want it, you visualize it, you go get it. My son will tell you this. When I interview my son, he's gonna tell you, he's gonna be like, my dad always say go play basketball. Because when you play basketball, it helps with your pivot. Whatever, if you dribbling the ball, and you running down the court dribbling the ball, they pass it to you. Whatever foot you stop on, that's your pivot. So you pivot with it. You stop on your left pivot, you pivot with it. Get on the roll of the ball of your heel, of your foot. Get on the ball, bam. Then you just practice, roll your foot. And you stop, southpaw position, same thing. And you go from the ball, roll like that to your heel. Always roll like that. Eat your joint every day. Do it like that. I guess the call. Right. Oh, shout out. Breaking news. Hey, Dominican Dream, breaking news. Shout out my guy Frontline. Shout out my brother Frontline. Frontline just said the breaking news. The Carlos Adames fight in NY and the Polanco fight in Puerto Rico are both canceled. Yes. A Dominicana Dream. The Carlos Adames fight is off. It's been canceled. Breaking news. Carlos Adames fight has been canceled, and Rohan Polanco fight in Puerto Rico are both. Yeah. Shout out my guy Frontline with the bacon news. Shout out my guy Frontline breaking the news. Shout out my guy Frontline breaking the news. You hear me? Dang, they just asked for the fights. They just asked about it. Shout out the Dominican Dream, man. Dominicana Dream. Yeah, the fight off. Damn. When he get more details, he's gonna holler at me. Shout out my guy Frontline breaking the motherfucking news, man. Damn, Rohan Polanco. I wanted to see that fight too, man. I wanted to see that fight. It was a good fight for Rohan. Rohan and Williams was a good. Rohan and Christian Gomes was a good fight, man. And it was a good fight for Christian Gomes, being ranked 338, out of 4 or 5,000 people in the world that's professional boxers. That would have been a hell of a fight for him. But dang, Rohan Polanco out. So that means Giovanni Santillion and Pennington become the co-main event. That's heavy. Yeah, but this Carlos Adames situation. So hopefully one of the prelims, the main event for the prelim can make it on the card, hopefully. The main event for the prelim can make it on the card, hopefully. Wow. Hey, man, we gave you the news. Shout out to Frontline, man. My nigga Frontline came through, man. It's going down, man. I tell you, man, it's a beautiful day. Oh, shout out. Yeah, Frontline just broke it back. Ortiz and Keyshawn both came in on weight. 139.8. We have a fight. Shout out to Frontline breaking the motherfucking news. It's my broski. Frontline breaking the news. We got to fight, y'all. We got a co-main event. We got to fight. We got a motherfucking fight. Yeah. But damn, Carlos Adames and the Ammo Williams fight. Ammo got saved. I'm telling you, Ammo got saved. Ammo got saved. Ammo got saved. Ammo got saved. Hey, son, you hear it? Hey, son, you hear it? Yeah, son breaking the news. Shout out, son. Son clarifying it. Yeah, everybody came in on weight. If you about to see, Now I'll be trying to get a copyright strike. You know, these motherfucking boys be playing me, man. Um, but we gonna see. Let me see if they let me do it. Let me see if they let me rock out right quick. You know, but man, hey, listen, man, this a lit week. Yeah, they about to check me out this John. Thanks for everybody, pulling up, tuning in. Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. Shout out my brother Frontline. Always breaking the news, bringing the news. Shout out Low Nose Boxing. You dig me, Low? Tio guy, pull it, baby. You feel me? Shout out to shout out to my guy, the Don't Bank. Is it Don't Ban or Don't Bank? I don't want to mess up your name, broski. But shout out to my guy, Don't for pulling up. Uh, Shout out to my homie Beach. Beach always pulling up, showing love. Shout out to Yum Yum 7919. Shout out to the Dominican Dream. You feel me? The Diamonds fight felt off, broski. It's off, man. It's some fucked up shit, man. You know, I want to listen. When Frontline send more information, I'm gonna post it on my shorts. We be back tomorrow with another episode. Shit, I might be back tonight with another episode. But besides that, at 7:30, tune in to round one sports. Go over there, holler at my guy Frontline and Eddie. Eddie, my guy Edwin. Go holler at Edwin and go to Frontline 100x 35. Go subscribe over there. You already know. Go to Santos Boxing, subscribe. Listen, the illest show about to come 0.5 speed. It's all facts, no opinion sport podcast. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and you know how we pulling it and how we pulling up. I holler at y'all later. You dig, Ski? But yeah, 7:30, pull up. Round one sports on YouTube. Be out of here. It's all facts. Santos Boxing.